Hello guys, what's up? How's it going? I hope you guys doing absolutely very well. So today we are gonna talk about Hamilton despised slavery but didn't confront George Washington or other slaveholders. So without wasting any further delay, let's get started this video. So as you can see guys, this photo on your screens, this photo is the part of exhibit Alexander Hamilton, soldier, secretary and icon in 2018 at the Smithsonian National Postal Museum in Washington. A young Alexander Hamilton arrived in New York City at King's College, today's Columbia University, during a time of fervor and unrest that sounds a lot like today. In 1773, Bostonians had just chucked their tea into the harbor. Even New York, a more crown-friendly town, crackled with talk of revolution. 18-year-old Hamilton ditched his plans to study medicine and threw himself into reading Enlightenment philosophers, arguing with friends and hustling to rallies in the city. It's this environment that launches Hamilton the musical and casts the central character as a fresh kind of founding father, immigrant, outsider, activist. The Broadway show's debut on TV for the 4th of July weekend, streaming on Disney Plus beginning Friday, puts a new lens on the most patriotic holiday at a time when American values are under painful scrutiny. As Hamilton becomes a movie, suddenly we are all in the room where it happens. With the Black Lives Matter rising and status of white slave owners falling, it might feel good to watch Hamilton and think of an ethnically diverse hip-hop past. The reality, of course, was way more complicated. Slavery was a system in which every character in our show is complicit in some way or another. Creator star Lin-Manuel Miranda told NPR's Terry Gross this week, Hamilton, although he voiced anti-slavery beliefs, remained complicit in the system. Hamilton doesn't appear to have ever directly owned any enslaved people. He grew up working class on the Caribbean islands of Nevis and St. Croix, where black people outnumbered white people more than 10 to 1. His mother died when he was no more than 13. His date of birth is uncertain, between 1755 or 1757, and left him and his brother to enslaved workers. But because the boys were born out of wedlock, they received no property. When he arrived at King's College, Hamilton had only been in America for a year, sent by island businessmen who took up a collection for him after being impressed by his intelligence and drive. In New York, he was surrounded by posh classmates, including a nephew of George Washington, whose families owned slaves or who brought enslaved servants along with them. Hamilton was known to despise slavery, but he also really liked having influential friends. When he invoked the topic in his very early writings, it was to slam British loyalists as enemies to the natural rights of mankind, one part of their species enslaved by another, meaning the colonists were treated in the worst possible way like slaves. Hamilton left school before graduating to join the upstart Continental Army. There, our charismatic networker made his ultimate connection, becoming aide and surrogate son to Washington. That alone required Hamilton to set aside his feelings about slavery, because Washington owned more than 100 people back home in Virginia. As plantations talk more honestly about slavery, some visitors are pushing back. But when the British began offering freedom to any enslaved people who would join the royal cause, Hamilton saw an opportunity. He urged Washington to let black soldiers fight for freedom. Hamilton touted the idea in an extraordinary letter to John Jay in 1779. So that's it for today, guys.